How's it going, guys and girls? Hope you guys are having a great week. So it is that time of the month again, guys. It is time to talk about the big releases coming out in January 2019. So these are the top 5 games coming out this month. I'm going to do these in release order, and we're going to kick off today by talking about the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which is coming out on the 11th of January. Of course, it's going to be available exclusively on the Nintendo Switch, and this basically is a released version of the Wii U version of this game, which a lot of Nintendo fans consider to be one of the best games that came out on the Wii U. It was a fantastic 2D side-scrolling platformer, really good game. It's one of the best games I've played on the Wii U, but sadly, because the Wii U didn't do that well, it didn't sell as well as Nintendo perhaps were hoping, and therefore they are re-releasing the game on the very popular Nintendo Switch, and I'm sure they expect this game to be super successful. So if you buy this game, what could you expect with it? Well, it will include both the base game and the new Super Luigi U expansion as well. Now, I never got to play that, so it is definitely a reason for me to want to purchase the game. It will also add 2 new playable characters, so it's going to add Nabbit and Toadette as playable characters. Nabbit has been brought into this game as a playable character, and he's kind of going to be the easy mode character for players. So he'll be aimed for people that are not very familiar with Mario Brothers, maybe young children that want to play the game and maybe aren't as good at some of the more challenging sections, because Nabbit pretty much cannot die. So you can't fall down any pits, you can't be hit by enemies. There are some negative sides to that. You can't collect items, only coins. But if you're wanting to do a speed run through of the game, then probably Nabbit is going to be your best bet. Toadette, of course, is going to be a playable character. She's going to be a fan favorite, and she is also going to have her own unique power-up, which will be exclusive to her character, which is called Super Crown, which basically allows you to transform her into a human form dubbed Peachette. Which is just rocking Mario Brothers fans' minds around the world, where this character has come from. But yeah, those are 2 new playable characters. Of course, it's going to have up to 5-player co-op, where 5 players can play simultaneously through the game. Now, on the Nintendo Switch, that is perfect for the Nintendo Switch, and I can see this game being a lot of fun and a lot of sort of friends getting together with their Switches and playing it through. But yeah, Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe looks really good. It's a very good platformer, so if you never got to play it on the Wii U, then I highly recommend it. If you have a Nintendo Switch, I highly recommend that you pick it up and you give it a go. The next release in January is going to be Vane, which is set to release in January the 15th. This is developed by indie studio Friend and Foe. This is a very small development team based in Tokyo, and they've been working on this game for about 4 years. We actually first heard about this game back in 2014, and it is going to be available at the moment exclusively on the PlayStation 4. They haven't announced if they have any plans to release it on Xbox One or on PC. At least I haven't heard of any plans, but I'm sure if it does well on the PS4, that they'll obviously be hoping it will release across multi-platform, kind of like what Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice did. So what is Vane? Well, it's an exploration open world game where you basically shift perspectives between being a bird and a child. The basic premise, and I'm quoting directly here from the website, this is the premise for the game. So in a forgotten and ruined land, a strange golden dust transforms a free-spirited bird into a lost child, setting off a chain of events that will reshape the world in unexpected ways. So you are a bird, you can sort of explore and navigate the world, flying between obstacles. There's limitations in terms of what you can interact with as a bird, so you do have to morph into this child, using this special sort of golden dust to morph into this child to interact, and there's a lot of puzzle solving solving elements, exploration elements. There is no spoken dialogue in the game, just sort of a soundtrack, and there isn't really any sort of definite things pointing you in the right direction, just subtle hints in the world for you to explore and uncover this world. And as you interact with it, it will have effects upon the world, so you will change the world that sort of forms around you. It very much is giving me hints of both Journey and Ico, but a little darker, a little bit more sinister, but it looks really intriguing. And if you're definitely keeping your eyes peeled for interesting indie titles coming out this year, then Vane is definitely one for you to consider to pick up. Next up, we have Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. This is going to be released on the 18th of January. Of course, it's by Grasshopper Manufacture and will be available exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. This game is actually set 7 years after the events of the second game. It is part of the No Heroes franchise, but the developers have made it very clear to specify that it is not a direct sequel. So if this is a sequel that you guys were hoping for, and a continuation of the series that was incredibly loved on the original Wii and Wii U, it is not going to be that. Now, it will feature series protagonist Travis Touchdown, who will be fighting Badman. Now, Badman basically is the father of Bad Girl, who was an assassin that Travis previously killed. So obviously, Badman's trying to kill Travis most likely and gain revenge for the death of his daughter. In the ensuing conflict between the two, they are both actually drawn into a possessed video game console, and they must actually fight through various game levels. So there are 6 different games and 6 bosses, and both are basically racing to beat the game and to be the ultimate winner, because if you beat the game at the end of the game, you get granted a wish. The game looks very different to any of the previous No More Heroes games that we've seen. So it is from a top-down perspective, and each level that you play is highly inspired by various video game genres, including platforming games, RPGs, and of course racing games. The combat itself will be a little bit more familiar to fans of the series, so it's going to be your typical hack and slash kind of combat. You do gain what's called skill chips, and these give you special attacks, special abilities. And if you're a co-op fan as well, you will be happy to hear that this game will have 2-player co-op. So one of you will play as Travis and the other one will actually play as Badman. And I don't know how that's going to work in terms of co-op, because obviously in the story you're competing against each other, but it'll be interesting to see how they actually make that work. Then next up in January, we have Resident Evil 2 Remake. This is coming out on the 25th of January. Of course, it's by Capcom, R&D Division 1, and will be available on the PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. This is a remake of the 1998 game Resident Evil 2. It is a remake that fans of the series have been waiting for a long time. And just like in the original Resident Evil 2, players will control rookie cop Leon S. Kennedy and college student Claire Redfield as they basically attempt to escape from Raccoon City during the zombie apocalypse. And there are going to be large sections of the game that are in the police headquarters. So it is a remake of the game, but it's not a sort of stage by stage copy of the game. It is actually a remake from the ground up. Now, what I mean by that is there's going to be a lot that's familiar to fans of the series, but actually there's a lot that's different about the game, and there will be a lot of surprises that they have put it in there. So even some of the levels have been redesigned a little bit, and some of the events that happen are slightly different as well, just to sort of shake it up a little bit. So how does it differ? Well, unlike the original, which uses tank controls and a fixed camera angles to sort of create that feeling of suspense and claustrophobia, the remake actually is going to have over-the-shoulder third-person shooter gameplay similar to Resident Evil 4. In order to create that sense of claustrophobia and that sense of suspense, instead the developers are playing with sort of room design, furniture, smoke, dark, sound effects, that kind of thing, to really make you feel like anything could attack you at any moment. There will be no more door opening loading screens as well, and the zombies actually can move between rooms. So this means, you know, as you open up a room into an area, there could be a zombie pushing through or waiting to attack you. Mr. X is back as well, the tyrant, and he will be chasing you throughout the game. So you're going to constantly have this feeling of being hunted down, obviously while trying to outmaneuver and survive against these hordes of zombies. And of course, obviously, your ammo is very limited and you can run out of it, just like in the original Resident Evil games. If you're a fan of Resident Evil, this game is for sure a must buy. It looks really, really good, and all the kind of reviews of this game so far, and people that have played it for a couple of hours, they've all said it's an incredible remake and is really, really good. Actually, there is going to be a playable demo which will go live on the 11th of January. I hear it's exclusive to the Xbox One, which is a little bit sad, but it is going to have a 30-minute demo where you can basically free play for 30 minutes and try to survive for the full 30 minutes. So if you own an Xbox One, then you can download this game or this demo on the 11th of January and jump in and have a go at it before this game releases on the 25th of January. And finally, the big game I'm super excited about this month is Kingdom Hearts 3, which is coming out on the 29th of January, of course by Square Enix in conjunction with Disney, and it's going to be available on the Xbox One and PS4. This game is probably one of my most anticipated games coming out this year. This game has been 10 years in the making. It is the 12th installment in the Kingdom Hearts series, a sequel to 2006's Kingdom Hearts 2, and the final chapter in the Darker Seeker saga. Now, the basic premise of it, obviously Sora is back, joined of course by Donald Duck, Goofy, King Mickey and Riku in their search for the 7 Guardians of Light and the key to return hearts as they try to thwart the restored Master Xehanort's plan to bring about the Second Keyblade War. So this game looks incredible. For the first time, we're going to actually get to see some of the Disney Pixar worlds. There are lots of new worlds that have been revealed. So we're going to get to go to the worlds of Tangled, Big Hero 6, Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Frozen, Hercules, Pirates of the Caribbean, just to name but a few. The animation looks absolutely incredible. I'm a huge fan of Disney, of course, and I'm really interested to play this game. Even the gameplay looks heaps of fun. So the gameplay looks really good, and there are some changes apparently to the series. So for the first time, you can actually have 5 companions in your party. I think previously you could only really have Donald and Goofy, and then of course Sora, so 3 was kind of max, but for the first time you can have those 3 plus 2 hero companions from the world that you're traveling to. The AI companions that you have as well, you can actually set up particular actions for them and give them instructions. We do also know that Riku will actually be a playable character as well. The combat looks so much fun. It looks incredible, very colourful, very frantic, really, really cool. Of course, you have your trusted Keyblades. You can actually equip up to 3 Keyblades, and each Keyblade has its own transformations. These are known as kind of like evolutions of the Keyblade. So as you play and level it up, it evolves, and I think each Keyblade has at least 2 evolutions that can change its form and change its attacks and its abilities. As well, there's going to be a lot of verticality to the map, so you can actually run up walls, run up objects and that kind of thing. There are some new summon attacks as well. There is Attraction Flow, which are basically theme park inspired summon attacks, which look fun and crazy. I think we've got like Mad Tea Party, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, to name but a few. There's tons of attraction summons which look really cool. And then of course we have the Link system, which is the new summon system where you can actually summon some very sort of well-known Disney heroes. I think they've confirmed a couple. They've confirmed Wreck-It Ralph, of course, Simba and Ariel will also be summons. But the combat looks really fun, but even the gameplay looks varied. They've said that there are going to be sections of it where like you play FPS, first person shooter in like a mecha suit. I think we saw that in Toy Box, which is the Toy Story world. There's underwater sections, the sections where you're kind of like snowboarding down on like, I think Goofy's shield or something like that, SSX kind of style and that kind of thing. But Kingdom Hearts 3 looks just absolutely incredible. I haven't played the original games, so I am very aware that I am going in part way through the story. So I have been watching a couple of story so far videos, and God, all I can say is the storyline is so complicated, and I'm going to have to watch several of them just to get my head around it. But Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm very excited to play it, and it looks really, really cool. So those are the top 5 games coming out in January 2019. Let me know what you guys think of these games in the comment section below. Is there anything new that you weren't aware of, or anything that you think you might be picking up this month? Let me know in the comment section below which games you're going to be buying and playing this month. If there's any games that I've missed out and you'd like to share, please also post that in the comment section below. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week. I will catch you again soon with another video update. Take care, guys and girls, and as always, happy gaming. Bye, guys.